A good thing about the National Archery in the School program is that we can reach every kid. All kids get to try it.
The award-winning Tennessee WildCast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee WildCast. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, for listening. Appreciate everybody out there in social media land as well as on the radio.
That's right. Gotta please our radio listeners out there for sure.
Yeah, yep. We thank them and thank you guys for being out there and tuning us in, subscribing and liking us and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we're everywhere. We're just everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm going to brag on us one more time.
Okay.
We won the first place national award for best podcast from ACI, Association of Conservation Information, and thanks in huge part to Jason's hosting capabilities and Todd's engineering capabilities to keep us on the air, get the product out there, and we appreciate it, and we got recognized for it, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, well, thank you for keeping the conversation rolling here.
Oh, you bet. Looking forward to today's. We got Mr. Don Crawford in the house.
Yeah, a couple of Dons today. Don squared.
Oh, man. I remember when our division had 4 Dons in it, believe it or not.
Oh, man, couldn't keep up. I talked to Don. Oh, which Don did you talk to?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Oh, so how are you, Mr. Crawford?
I'm doing good today. Can't complain.
Slide your mic on over there.
Okay.
Can't hear you.
Doing good.
There you
Doing
go.
good today. Yes.
There we go.
Awesome. Well, today we wanted to chat about a few things.
Okay.
Let's just start off with the time of year we're in. Deer season is upon us. It'll be here before you know it. Last weekend was the archery only, what they like to call velvet hunt, August hunt. So we had a good weekend there, and but the archery season is coming up on the 25th of September. So mark your calendars there, and always remember to check your guide, tnwildlife.org. Click the button to read up on the guide, and then pick up one at Walmart or wherever you might find one. Stop by a regional office. But archery season will be here before you know it, 25th of September, and then you can look at the guide and see all the other dates coming up. But I'm excited about deer season. We had a great turkey season. It's time for deer. And Dove's open or will be open, so that's a good time to get out there and chase some birds. But remember to what, Don, before you move that deer?
Tag before you drag, for sure.
Yeah. That's important. And
the easiest way is with the app, of course. When you're out there with it, and just check it in right there on your app before you move the animal, and you're good to go.
Yeah, visit your favorite store, whether it's Google Play or the App Store on Apple, and download that app. A lot of good information there. The guide's there, season dates, all kinds of fun stuff are there, or is there for you to check out. Mr. Crawford, excited to have you today. We're going to talk about NASP.
We're going to talk about the National Archery in the School program for a little while. Yep.
Yeah. So tell folks about what NASP is, and then we'll dive into some fun stuff.
Okay, we're going to do more specifics in them. That's right. Details. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
Easier
details.
word. Details. That's right. Yeah. But no, the National Archery in the School program, it's a program for schools, to be taught in school during school hours. It goes from 4th to 12th grade is what it goes for. The main thing good thing about the National Archery in the School program is that we can reach every kid. All kids get to try it. It's not an after-school program, but now you can take the program and do it after school. There's a bunch of schools we have in the program now that are doing it, after school as a club. They have teams. We have individuals that are doing it. Because we do have tournaments. There are tournaments that are going along. The National Archery in the School program, it started in 2002 in Kentucky, and right now it's an international program.
Wow.
Yeah, right now there's 48 of the 50 states are in the program. We're missing Delaware and Rhode Island, so
we'll give them a call.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, I don't know what's going on with 2 of the smallest states we got, but they'll get on board sooner or later. But also, they're, like I say, international. I can just name a few of them. Australia, New Zealand's in the program, Mexico, Canada. You got Germany, South Africa. I can throw out about another 4 or 5 more out there that are across the waterways from us that are in the program.
Wow, I didn't know all that. That's cool.
And Nashville even hosted the international tournament a few years back, didn't they?
Tennessee. We've hosted what they used to call the World Tournament. We've hosted it twice in Nashville. Yeah, I think the last one was like I think it was the 18 or 17, something like that. It's been a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we've hosted it twice so far. So it's been pretty exciting. But as far as Tennessee, we started the program October of 2004. We were the 17th state to start the program.
Okay.
And
we jumped in on the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, we were fairly close on the beginning. Yeah, I remember going and seeing it and watching it one time, and then I came back and told my boss. I think at the time it was Dave Woodward. Told him, I said, hey, David, this would be kind of cool to try to see if we can come up with this. He said, well, here's a few dollars. You go see what you can do. So that's kind of how it started, and it's been going ever since. And it's a great program. As far as some of the best stuff you hear from the testimonials from the teachers, is the focus the kids learn, the concentration, this coming year will be coming up on it would be the 20th year for NASP.
Okay.
They have some really good statistics and data that they've done some surveys on, and some of these kids, they can look back and see, that on archery days, attendance is up.
Oh, kids want to play. Yeah.
Yeah, be sure they're there for that day.
Yeah, that's right. Plus the kids, they behave better before and after. Some of the grades, they've looked at grades of archers. So they got a new program now. It's called Academic Archer. And if you keep up a certain grade and you also shoot, there's another like, sort of like clubs, kind of like the honor society for you.
Oh,
so it's something new we're starting to roll out there now. Yep.
I think one of the things the teachers remark, I've heard them remark too about, is the discipline. That the kids have. Because just describe a little bit about the whistle commands, Don. I've seen you doing the whistle commands at the state shoot in Murfreesboro, and it's amazing to see a couple of hundred kids adhering to a whistle command. You don't have to say anything. It's unspoken whistle commands.
Yeah, what first start off with, everybody's behind one line, a waiting line, and they blow the whistle twice, which means get bow, and they walk down, they pick up their bow, they walk to the shooting line, and then then one whistle is shoot, and then the next whistle they would hear after everybody is shot, you'll hear 3 whistles, which means go get arrows. And they walk down to the target line. That's where they score and bring the arrows back. But the discipline is just amazing. If you can think from 4th to 12th graders, over 200 of them at one time, and during that tournament, we'll shoot for 2 days. We'll have right about 2,000 kids. So,
wow.
It's been pretty exciting. It's pretty cool how it works.
And it's neat to see the parents and grandparents and cousins and everybody come out to cheer their teams and their kids on.
Yeah, well, this COVID thing, luckily this year we did a virtual tournament. First one we ever had. We did a virtual tournament. Now, last year before when COVID really hit, we had to cancel that tournament. Mm-hmm. So we're very hopeful this year that we're going to have an in-person. We got the dates set for March 30th, 31st, and April 1st. We got the dates set. Going to be in Murfreesboro again, at the Miller Coliseum. We're going to try the in-person state tournament. So we're hoping we can get it there. We hope.
Sure. How did that virtual work? How did y'all make that happen?
What we did, we ran it. We ran it for a whole month. They had a whole month of March. And what they would do was they would get the team together or as an individual, either way they wanted to do it, didn't matter. And they would tell us, they had to shoot us an email or tell us what day and where they were going to shoot for their score. Mm-hmm. And they had that score had to be put back, had to be registered, by the end of that day. And so that's how we did the virtual tournament. That's how everybody had to send it in. We had a whole month to get it in. Yeah.
That's a huge honor system. Sounds like right there.
It is. Yes.
It's kind of like reminds me of golf. You don't bump the ball a little bit here and there. You play where it lies, and you're truthful with what's going on. And
right.
There's another part of that discipline, and the kids, they're not out there to cheat. The ethics are there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing how you can make that happen, and just shows you what this program means and what it can do. Yeah.
Yeah, because this year also, not just for our state tournament, but they had the national tournament this year was also virtual. They did it virtual this year too, and normally with the national tournament, they'll have 40,000 kids that are going to show up, So, you're talking about that's some big numbers they had for the virtual tournament. So, yeah, it was good. It was good to have a tournament. Everybody was really into it. So, hopefully this year, fingers crossed, we're going to do the real one. We'll see.
Cool. Well, that's cool. Well, talk a little bit about how to get involved. Maybe start with creating a team first, like a school that doesn't have a team or a county that doesn't have any teams. How does someone get started?
The best way to get started, is either have a teacher, at your school that's interested, that really wants to get into it, get started into it. What they would do, they would contact me, or up in Crossville in the Plateau, they can contact Matt Clary. He's out of the Region 3 office there in Crossville. Yeah. Contact one of us, or go to our website. Our information is on there. You can email us, call us, get a hold of us, and then what we do, we've got some trainings that we set up periodically throughout the year, and we would have that teacher or teachers that are involved, come to the training, get trained. Once you get trained, then you can go back to your school, order the equipment, and then you'll be good to go from there. Yep.
And there are some grants available, right, Don, to help defray some of the costs, the startup costs to get the bows and arrows and targets and things to get going.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky with the agency. The agency's gives us we're allowed to give $1,000 grant to any new school that comes on board to buy the equipment, because the equipment kit will cost you about $3,100. So you pay for the equipment up front, and then we'll reimburse the school $1,000.
Okay.
And right now I also have an extra $500. I have extra $500 from NASP themselves.
Oh, okay. So about splitting the difference then for the total
get it in
cost.
half. Sure can. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure a lot of schools have probably had fundraisers and that kind of stuff, kind of like band boosters or something, to kind of raise a few bucks to get the program off and running.
Oh yeah, exactly. They do. They have all kinds of fundraisers to get it going. They'll go to churches. They'll get churches or banks or anybody in the community, to help them out, try to get some money out there. But but once they get going, then also they'll once they get going, like I said, they'll have these little tournaments, and they'll use that money to get them to help them come to the state tournament, help them come to the national tournament.
Gotcha.
But it's not all about the tournament. If you like tournaments, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. We're looking for them to get into the shooting sports of some kind. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're here for. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you find the teachers and the coaches are outdoorsmen women, or are they just a teacher that likes to shoot, or what do you see when you got these teams starting up?
I see a little bit of everything. I would be willing to say that less than half of them are really outdoorsy. I would think.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, a bunch of the teachers, they've never even shot a bow in their life. They never shot a bow, but this is something really different. In PE, because most of the time it's taught in the PE class. That's where we focus most of the time. Now, there's some other curriculums you can take it to math or history, like stuff like that. But most of them, they've never shot a bow. It's something just totally different. If I had to put some kind of feather in my hat, I said one of the best things I've done with it is Metro Nashville Public Schools. It's in every high school. It's in every middle school.
Great.
And this coming year, we're working on elementary.
Wow.
So that was a 3-year process to get to the right person to get into that school system and do all the shows and show them how it worked. But that's probably one of the better things that we've done. It's pretty good. It's pretty awesome
and
class.
And safety is such a big part of this. It's a very, very safe sport, and I'm sure that's something you have to overcome when you're starting those conversations. Hey, we want to bring bows and arrows into a school gym. Oh man, then I can see the administrator's head's about to explode. Oh man, what are we thinking?
Oh yeah, that's number one thing. That's the number one thing. So you say you're going to bring archery to it. that's the first thing. You get the school board. The school board, and then it's the lawyer. For the school. Whoop, hold on right there.
Right.
Wait
Who's
a minute.
liable
That's
for all
right.
this?
Hold on a second. But then once you walk them through and show them, the statistics, how safe it is, how it works, just like usually most time I do, I'll take them over and show them, the NASP website. Go to the NASP website. There's some great stuff on there. There's videos. It shows them how it works. Testimonials. It's once you show them to them, they're okay. But like you said, it's just that mindset of it's a weapon. Here we come. We're coming into the classroom.
And the kit comes with the safety net, doesn't it? The backstop, so to speak. That you string between a couple of objects, and it really covers things. Stops arrows.
Oh, yeah, it'll stop that arrow. Yeah, because that kit, you get the safety net. They'll stop that. We'll get 5 targets. And you'll get. Get the arrows, of course. You get 12 bows. You get like 10 right-handed bows, and you'll get 2 left-handed bows. And we're shooting the Genesis compound bow. The aluminum arrow we use is an Easton arrow. It's the one we use. You get a repair kit, and you get a bow rack. So, between all that stuff right there, it's about $3,000. It's a heck of a deal. The price you're getting for if you just go out and buy it just right off the shelf. It's a big deal. It's a pretty good deal for it. Yeah.
And those Genesis bows you talk about, they're easy to shoot. Anybody could shoot one, right?
Anybody can shoot one. You can, like I said, you can take the same bow the 4th graders shooting in the high school. The biggest football player they got, and they're shooting the same bow. No difference.
So level playing field, really.
Level playing field. The girls shoot the same thing. The boys shoot the same thing. It doesn't matter. It's all level. Everybody shoot the same bow, the same arrow, shooting at the same target. No matter where you go.
And I've heard it called Olympic style archery, isn't it?
That's what they've called Olympic style archery. They've kind of moved that word over. The Olympics word now is called international style archery.
Okay.
Same thing, but now they call it international style archery. Yeah. They're all shooting because if you'd seen any of the Olympics or any of the other big shoots, they're all shooting at this one target. It's called a feeder target. It's an 80-centimeter target. It's got the red, the green, the red, the gold, the blue bullseye that you typically think of. That's the international style archery.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, do you ever shoot at animal 3D targets and things like that? Has that ever been introduced to NASP?
Yes, NASP does have that. They've partnered with the International Bowhunter Organization, IBO. They partnered with them. It's been going on now for about 4 or 5 years now. They do have. It's called the NASP IBO 3D. We have 6 animals that they do shoot at. Yeah.
T-Rex, one of them?
No T-Rexes. No, T-Rex. We have a ram, we have an antelope, a white-tailed deer, we have a bear, a turkey, and a coyote. That's what we have.
Cool.
And they shoot the same distance, but they start at right around 15 meters, about 16 yards, and they come on into 10 yards, about 10 yards, and they vary in distance. But they're still shooting the same number of arrows that they would, with the regular bullseye NASP.
Okay.
So with our state tournament, we have a bullseye tournament, and then we have a 3D tournament as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I bet the kids enjoy the 3D. It gives it a little different flair, different challenge.
It's totally different. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. A lot of them just really love it, and then they either like it or you don't. There's no in between on the animals. I don't know what the deal is on that. There's no in between on them. That's right.
Yeah,
no in between. That's right.
Do you think the kids? You think it brings out hunters in some of these kids, even some of the ones that maybe never thought they would hunt or get outside like that?
Yeah, it has to. It has to. I know Kentucky's done some pretty good statistics on some of that stuff as far as the numbers. Because most of these kids, some of the latest stats, some of these kids, about 50 or 60% of them never even shot a bow in their life. No kind of bow at all. They're the latest figures I've seen. 20 to 30% would like to go try some kind of hunting. Mm-hmm. Now, whether it's archery or just regular some other kind of hunting, they got about 40 or 50% of them want to get more out to the outside. Whether it's fishing, hiking, canoeing, doing something, and get to the outdoors. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think it's leading that pathway. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, for sure.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of touched on how teachers can get involved, but what are some of the steps to get those kids in there? I mean, I think they probably see it happen, and they're like, "Oh, I got to do this. This is fun. I'd like to get into this or get deeper into it." But what's some of those things that's pulling those kids in?
I think a lot of it just is just if they see it, just if they just they just see somebody shooting the bow in there, I say, that looks kind of interesting, and let's try it. But the main thing about NASP, it being taught in school during school hours, it's been supposedly it's got to be taught with there's a curriculum. It takes about 10 to 11 hours if you do the first curriculum, but the main thing, every kid is going to get to try it. They come in through the PE class, they're going to get to try it, one way or the other. Then they can decide whether they want to stick with it or not stick with it, But
then that's where the clubs kind of kick in, isn't it, Don?
That's where
the ones that are really, really interested in it want to pursue it a little further.
Right. That's where they're going. That's where they really get into it, because most of the time when you go to shoot at the tournament, you're shooting as an individual and you're also shooting as a team. And the teams are anywhere from 12 to 24 students, and you take the top 12 scores. But the big difference is 8 of them have to be of either a male or female, and the other 4 are male or female. So it can't be all males, can't be all females. So you got a mixture there. So,
okay.
So you're mingling the kids, together. And then the divisions or elementary division is 4th and 5th grade. Then you got the middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then the high school is 9 through 12. So you got a mix there of all of them. Yeah. So it's a great program. It's an incredible program. How wonderful it's going, how that's running. It's been really nice. Yeah.
Another thing I've heard too, and I've seen it in action too, especially at the state shoot, is you see high school kids and 4th graders, 5th graders, communing about, talking about archery and just, I don't know, they have something in common that they can communicate about, whereas normally you wouldn't expect those age groups to be talking to each other that much.
Oh yeah, that's one thing with that. That's the beauty of one of the beauties of the program. Is you get that cross socializing of them. Because a senior is not supposed to talk to a middle school kid.
Yeah, right.
No, you don't do that.
That's not cool.
That's not good. That's right. Yeah, but you'll see that. They're sitting there talking to each other. And saying, okay, this is what I did this time. This is what you do. Trying to teach them. Yeah, do this, do that. Because some schools are small enough, it's hard for them to make a team, just high school or just middle school, and if you're on a middle school team and you can shoot up, but you can't shoot down. If you're in the middle school, I could take you and put you in the high school. You can go shoot with the high schoolers, if I wanted to put you there,
Okay.
Or elementary, I can put you in the middle school to shoot.
Huh.
Sometimes they have to do that,
That's neat.
just to make that team. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes, but
And I bet you've seen the. Sometimes the younger kids beating those older kids too.
oh
right?
yeah, exactly.
The concentration and the focus. Even ladies, we've talked about that in the past. Ladies can shoot a lot better than some guys can.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Steady hand.
Yeah. Well, this year in our virtual tournament, the girl that won it, she was the overall top female. Her name was Ashley Scott.
Okay.
She's from Tullahoma. She's won our tournament for going on about 5 years now.
Wow.
She won it as a middle schooler and just keep on going as a high schooler.
Dominating.
Yeah, and but she outshot everybody again this year. She outshot them all. She's pretty incredible what she does. But yeah, the girls, their concentration is pretty impressive. Yeah.
Well, where's the next step? With the SCTP program, they can go on and shoot collegiate and Olympic. Does NASP have that type of tier to take it to the next level?
Well, they don't really have that tier. NASP does it themselves, but there are lots of colleges out there. There is a collegiate archery program out there for them. Yeah, and right now there's more schools now offering archery scholarships than there ever was before.
Wow.
Which is kind of
It's
kind of wild, kind of crazy out there. But there are some kind of like intramural deals with archery,
Clubs
kind of things. But there are some that are doing it. It's kind of like a feeder thing. That's where they're kind of. But NASA's kind of dipping their toe into that a little bit, to that college thing a little bit. But I know they're looking at it some. Yeah.
And they're probably shooting a more high powered compound bow at that point in the college level.
Yeah, they're shooting that. And plus, they're also, a lot of them are shooting those recurves like you see the Olympians shooting too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them are shooting that right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Well, I mean, we've touched on a lot. Anything that we haven't touched on that you would like to share about NASP or want people to know about?
One thing was just, I would go to it's called archeryintheschools.org.
Okay.
If you're even interested, think about it. Go to it. Go to that webpage. Look at that webpage. I mean, there's videos on there. There's some lots of testimonials. Pictures and stuff. You can look at the equipment, see what the equipment looks like. But I mean, it's a wonderful program to get into. I mean, it's pretty. You will be amazed, at the parents that want to come help you. They want to go get trained themselves and volunteer to come help you. With those after school hours or the tournaments or whatever it may be. That's it's pretty interesting that way. One thing we didn't touch on real quick was about some of our training. Usually when the teacher comes to a training, it used to be a 1-day 8-hour training, and this coming year, we've got kind of this hybrid. We've got a hybrid now. This COVID kind of helped.
COVID hybrid.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened to it. Yeah, but now we got it where you got 4 hours. You do online. You take the test online and pass all that. That gives you your ticket to come to a 4-hour in person. So
okay.
Just a half a day now. We would teach you in the morning. You're done. We can do another class in the afternoon. So it kind of has helped us, and the teachers seem to really like that. It's easier for them to get off on a half a day than it is for a full day.
Right.
Yeah. So that hybrid class has been pretty helpful so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to run out of time. But we didn't talk about this at the beginning. Don's been around a while. You've been here with the agency for a long time, haven't you?
I've been here a long time.
A lot of different roles.
Yes, I'm fixing to start my 34th year. I'm fixing to start it. I have started out as the wildlife officer, and I've done.
You were up on the plateau area, right?
My very first start was in Carter County.
Oh, up in the East Tennessee.
Then I moved down to the plateau to Cumberland County. I moved down there for a while. Done hunter education in Region 3.
A lot of hunter education, too.
A lot of that. Did boating safety, law enforcement up there. Then I came to Nashville and took over the hunter education, the statewide hunter education program. Then I was the assistant chief of information education back in them days.
Yeah.
And now I've moved over to assistant chief of multimedia. Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything this agency offers, just about.
We do have video proof of Don climbing trees to get eaglets out of nests to bring them back to Tennessee.
Cool.
So
do that too.
So you got Don to thank for a lot of the bald eagles that you might see flying around, and the golden eagles as well.
We say this a lot. All our agency folks are a jack of all trades. They can do just about anything. So,
right.
We appreciate what everybody does, Don, what you've done throughout the years. And thanks for keeping this NASP thing going and growing it. And it's cool to see and hear what it's doing.
Yeah, I hope so. We're going to keep it going. I just look for bigger and better things this coming year, I hope. So we'll hope so.
Yeah. Well, if you're interested, check out that website. What was it again?
NASPschools.org.
There you go. And always remember our website, tnwildlife.org, for the hunting guides and license information and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Don King, thank you.
You bet. You bet.
And Mr. Don Crawford, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And this is Tennessee WildCast. Thank you to everyone out there watching and listening, and all our radio partners out there. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife.